Greetings. I just got some stuff from Miniature Market that I ordered, and one of the games I got was this G.I. Joe Battle for the Arctic Circle. It's an A&A style game. My brother saw this at Gen Con and was on the fence about it, and then decided not to buy it at Gen Con. I think he said because the miniatures didn't look that good, which not really, but they're not terrible. But anyway, I ended up getting a copy of this. You know, you buy a couple of games, and if you buy another one, you'll get the free shipping. So I bought this one for the free shipping. But I watched a lot of reviews about this online as far as the A&A part of it is concerned. It's a hex-based game, and you're only there's a stacking limit to the hexes, which is different than A&A games generally, which I think's really cool. Really helps this game. So let's just look at the components. The front cover of the box is pretty cool. There's Cobra Commander with his old style silver helmet. See, I grew up playing with, when I was like a wee fella, I mean like 5, 6 or something, I remember having those big like Barbie doll sized G.I. Joes where he had the fuzzy beard, and you could buy clothes for him like you know, like you would a Barbie doll. You could buy different uniforms for the guy and dress him up and shit. And I remember loving the hell out of that as a kid. And then when I was a teenager, well, preteen, teenager, they came out with the action figure size G.I. Joes. And I was hooked. I was hooked on them. I bought so many G.I. Joe figures and vehicles when I was a teenager. I played the shit out of my G.I. Joe guys. So like I'm kind of well, I don't want to say invested in G.I. Joe, but like I grew up with it as a kid, and it, you know how that goes. So there's a punch board, very, very thin, white core, very thin. It looks like some snow plane terrain tiles, and then there's some tokens here. Looks like some kind of markers for Cobra and the Joes. And that's probably a time marker or a turn marker. There's another small set of tokens, still the same thin, flimsy card stock. And these are where your cards are for your players. This is one of the Joe's players, and this is your card for him that gives you a special ability and whatnot. There's 2 Joes, and there's 2 Cobras. Growing up, I never played with either of these Joes. I'm not familiar with them. I grew up and played with these figures before these guys became popular. I was probably 17, 18 by the time these guys came out, so I didn't play with fucking action figures anymore. But I do remember Cobra Commander and Destro. And this is the Cobra Commander that I like the most. They did have a Cobra Commander figure with like a mask or like a piece of cloth hanging instead of his silver mask. But this is the one I like the most, and this is Destro. Always liked Destro. I know these 2 guys. I don't know these 2 guys. But anyway, it's another set of tokens that have your player cards in them. And some more control markers probably. This is the weather control machine. There's an old episode of the G.I. Joe cartoon where Cobra had like a machine that could change weather and shit. And I think that's what this game is trying to represent. The Joe's trying to stop Cobra using this weather machine. Now, the Cobra does have control of this at the beginning of the game, and it can affect the game state. Then you have the rule book. Oh man, this is paper. Oh, this isn't even glossy. This is like real paper. It's in full color, but big font, big pages. lots of illustrations. And this paper can be written on with pencil. I love this paper. Love it. If you play the Axis and Allies, then you know what all this is. The cost of the unit, their attack, their defense, their move. This is all basic A&A stuff. There are some minor changes. I've seen them in the videos I've watched. I'm not going to go through them here. There's better videos than my shitty one that's going to tell you how to actually play the game and the differences. But this rule book, man, it's paper. Like real paper. With no gloss. Love it. Then your map, which is a trifold. It's a polar projection of the Arctic Circle. So you're looking down. This is the Arctic, or this is the North Pole, and then this is the globe below it. This is Greenland. Over here we have Russia. I think Alaska. You know, it's a polar projected map, and it's hex based. Every faction has a base. Both bad teams have a base, the red and the black. Every good team has a base, the white and blue, and the blue. And then Cobra can share this base in the middle. It's red and black. But it's a hex-based map. There is a stacking limit. There's like, I think only seven units per hex. So that, you know, that I think that's really cool. And I think it's going to work really well in this game. That prevents you from like amassing massive shit right next to your opponent. Then we have your poker chips that you use as markers for more than one man. Everybody that played A&A is familiar with that. They do give you a bag full. Greens and grays. There's a bag of dice. Blues and blacks. They look like nice dice. I like the color blue they have here. That's a nice blue color. And then there's the faction units. Black and red are your two Cobra factions. And then the blue and the white are your two Joe factions. And they come with their own counter mix. So you're limited by your builds. I think, maybe not. Maybe not, but I don't know if every faction can build every vehicle. That's what I don't know. Then there's a couple of extra baggies. And then there's 2-player aids on thick cardstock, glossy. Very glossy, very nice cardstock for a player aid, honestly. Here it's going over all the units. The turn sequence, stacking limits. Oh no. 12 in a base, 8 in all other hexes. Yeah, these are pretty nice. These are like, you can almost write on these with a grease pencil and then wipe it off. That's how glossy or laminated they are, and they're very sturdy. And that's it. And then you have your box insert. But that's all there is to the game. I'd be lying to you if I didn't say I was excited about playing this. I used to play a lot of A&A back in the day. Which version? All of them. There was a version that we played back in the, let me think. We had to send away for the map. It was called Xeno Games Unofficial Version of A&A. And the game started in 39. And that's when you had your French fleets that could be captured or scuttled. We sent away for that, and we played I played the shit out of A&A. And I love that game. So I'm real excited to play this. And my 16-year-old son is real excited to start playing this as well because, I explained how A&A works briefly. and told him this was more or less a simplified version of that game, A&A Europe, which is the only A&A game I have left out of all of them that we used to play. But anyway, guys, that's a quick look at G.I. Joe Battle for the Arctic Circle. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.